showing in any of these tournaments, and he'll start us off.
Well, exactly what you want going forward here. Okay, so feeling pretty good to start, because he could have just laid.
And Pong Nam Pam are playing each other. Duong leading 8-7 at the moment.
Yeah, he's overcut this. And in these
big single elimination in both of the last 2 years, but lost in the last 30. It's already his best ever UK Open.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, to do it, probably the toughest draw in the entire event. And for him to get past that early, that's got to happened a long time ago as far as Jayson. Talked to him a lot in Bosnia, hung out a lot this event because of a big event in China, involving Q sponsors and whatnot.
Shaw's first break of the match then.
Watch out, cue ball. He's going to avoid it. I thought he was.
He's been around a while.
It doesn't appear he can get much closer to the 6, so he's going to have to take a little distance there. That's what could make him the pocket a little more friendly. But he's going to kind of do it how he likes to do it, and he's improved.
Sat down for the rest of us when Tuan levels at 1. Rated it as the best win of his life, and he thought about it for a few moments and adding everything up, playing the guy.
They both played an exceptional match. I mean, it was, huge mistake here. Yeah, not too hard of a jump for these guys, but after you make that mistake, he may fluke it. One thing about Jayson.
Used to seeing him higher. He's usually about 4, 5, 6 in the standings.
Yeah, kind of cheated the pocket. Oh, I didn't realize it went in.
Jayson Shaw, most high-profile event, the Moscone Cup. Never more so than last year when he was captain of the European team for the first time. And he's also claimed rack 3 off the back of a terrible.
And Tuan, I feel like players, I didn't know that was even makeable, but I feel like players feel like they can break a player down a little by. Yeah, like that, trying to get on the 3 in the side. Now he's covered up the pink 4. The speed looks pretty good if he can avoid the 8. He just nicked it, and that.
And ultimately, it's all about the 9, because irrespective of what other balls are potted, it's all 9. Well, then the rack is yours.
Any foul, if you don't make contact on the object ball, scratch on the break, anything like that, you surrender. Jayson Shaw.
And the 9 just wriggles in, so went on.
Yeah, he's got the 1 down, eerily similar to the gotten kissed downward. This isn't what he wants, not at all. He's gotten Jayson in a
gap of Singapore in the quarters. As I said, player to get to the last 32 of the World Championship the year before last, but then lost to Estonia's Dennis Graba.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the shot right-handed. Really sweet. You could see it.
Well, 2 things that haven't happened yet in this match. But now, both of those things have happened. And the man from
All right, the 1's been stingy. The 9 was threatening. He's gambling a little going into the 8 with so much congestion, but I can't let those happen. I think he's done that now a couple times. He certainly did it last night against Josh Filler. And
this match, he's paying the price here.
Escape. Yeah.
To figure this one out. And using it to very good effect. He's absolute.
Real major event was the inaugural UK Open, and losing his first match, down 6-0 in his second.
Opportunity for so many of these guys in Telford.
These guys here in game number 7. Okay, pretty nice. Did he cut off the entire 2-ball?
Yeah, Tyler Starr closing in on a 7-3 lead now over NGUY祉.
Yeah, and okay, trying to use some kind of cover with all those balls. Can't do much with the cue ball.
Same for Jayson Shaw in the UK Open. But actually, he's never even been the leading home. But neither of them was Shaw. It was the English pair, Chris Melling and Gary Wilson. Ocean. And of course, if Shaw loses this match again, there'll be a home player who's gone further than Open.
Yeah, you can see him raise the.
But winning 2 racks in a row for the first time in the match can only help, and that's exactly what the championship. And he came here and brought his son, Bailey, to play in the Jayson Shaw Junior Open. Going forward, or do you feel he has a huge belief in himself already and doesn't need
and whatnot? So now it's going to be easier for him to kind of repeat that, not only here at the UK Open, but moving forward in his.
The level he needs to get to if he's to take those steps forward. Leading American performer at the Moscone last year.
Now he kicked with a lot of speed. I didn't know if that was necessary, but
17, but that was in the pre-match room era.
He's going to get him maybe on the pink here. Cue ball's got to go a bit. I think it. And what people don't realize is what kind of keeps you engaged, you might say. You know, the things you do prior to getting down, kind of moments, you know, which are the biggest moments in the game. What a shot there. Ricochet off the ball. Yeah, like that. That way he opens up the cue ball a little bit.
Starting to and with that 9 ball, he goes a couple clear.
Yeah, and he's going to start pulling those hairs out. I'll tell you, if this one. It seemed like there were 100 pool rooms in just the Hanoi city alone. And is he going to fluke it? He is. The first year in the stands, and so knowledgeable fans. I've never seen a sporting event in the recent 400 or 500 fans outside that were waiting for players to exit just to get a chance to get a picture or a photograph. And it's truly
decided to take one side or the other and then chant the players' names all through the closing racks of that one. That led then into the Reyes Cup in Manila just a few days later.
6-1 for Albin that he made and went across and scratched and turned the entire in his career. I think he would tell you the same individual win, but when you talk about a special win, and obviously
lead over a very young Eklan Kachi, Saw it out comfortably from, but has taken this one, and he's still in with a great chance of making the quarterfinals here.
It's the breaker on a ball. Oh, watch out, this 9. Oh, wow. Say, that looked like it had a lot of speed on it. All the way back and out? Is that enough? No.
Just when it looked as though Shaw might be taking a grip on things, when he went a couple clear. And Tuan showing no signs, really, Jeremy, that he's in any way phased by what is probably
already. He's not going to back down, and once you start to knock some balls in, that arm. In the last few years, he's been in a lot of big tournaments, so and gaining that experience every chance he can.
But it's not about what happens at the start of the rack. It's all about what happens at the end of it. And in this case,
yeah, the 1 has been difficult in that side. It did catch the knuckle as the lowest valued ball on the table. Sometimes you don't like that position. He decided to just keep it simple, knowing he was never going to get the snooker.
Got through in a hill finish, 7-6. Nguyen was part since the remarkable run to the semi-finals in the inaugural World Cup back in 2006 in Wales.
Okay, he's got a full pocket, so no problems here. Like that, instead of playing the 2 rails across. It's a hint of an angle to draw over, get a bit closer to the brown 7.
So there was for the first time, and he's 4 racks away from doing it now. Shaw back in front.
He's made it. That's a good feeling. He's going to be near the blue 2, and it fooled me. It's not there, so he's going to try and float behind the 9-7 or 9-5 rather. Short rail. Oh, he caught it way thin. So the over.
Well, cue ball stayed on the table, but didn't really make a great deal of difference. To put a little bit of distance between them again.
He went with the inside. I think that was a smart choice.
Four behind in this match at 3-2. See the finish line come into view. He's just 3 racks away from a
All right, the 1's down. That's 2 times in a row. Is the 3 gonna? Like I said, I'm not in love with this angle. Oh, he hit it nice, but he's gonna love this.
Jayson, Shaw, Mickey Kraus, the only players left in the tournament who have. Well, that felt like a big moment, didn't it?
Yeah, Jayson. Prove your situation percentage-wise, and Eagle Eye's so good.
Foul.
Yeah, you could see he went in. Tuan.
To win a tournament on this level?
I think so. I mean, you know, a lot of those tournaments you're talking about, and a kid that has all the talent to win, and then I'm going to go with Jayson Shaw, UK's very own. Your question, yes. Got away with one there. That was not very well.
Will be a tasty quarter-final tonight if it comes off. Shaw against Suto. And it's getting pretty close to happening now.
Shaw wins the rack.
Because Jayson Shaw, as is Shaw, 8-5. And he's made the one in the side, Jake.
Yeah, he's figured that out. You're not going to miss that, but it could get away a little bit. Okay, the speed is pretty poor here with a little draw. Let's get away from the 9. Should stay at the table.
I feel like the sort of situation where Tuan is going to win 5 in a row, which is what he'll need to do.
The problem with that is if you get all the way to the bottom rail, okay, he's held up a little bit. Ball should move forward with the 6, like so. No, that right-handed shot looked a little tricky, I'll tell you. And Jayson's right-hander doing a lot of things.
4 in a row, making the one in the side. Now, where's it going to leave him?
To see him cue the ball anymore.
And talk about delivering when the Shaw could finish it off with 2 in a row here. Never been among the 16 players for the final weekend of a UK Open in the past. Scott Fraser-Patrick became the first UK player ever to make the last one for another one. Because with a run of 5 racks in a row from